January 12th, 6:05 p.m. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and the Governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Southborough Recreation Commission will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and or parties with a right or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the Town of Southborough's website. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to watch or participate in the meeting may do so in the following manner by finding the meeting at the Southborough website. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite our best efforts, we will post on Southborough's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive recording of proceedings as soon as possible following the meeting. All right. Do we lose Dawn?
Still here technically.
Gotcha.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
I was trying to get the minutes to come up so I could take a look at the minutes, and I was having difficulty.
Not a problem. All right. So then, yeah, I sent out the meeting minutes. So we can just review those and approve those.
I wasn't able to click into, that was my issue. I can't get into the Google Doc.
You can't get into those? Okay.
No. I was going to actually forward it to another device. And I don't know if it was my device here that's not cooperating. So if you give me 1 second, I will try that again.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. And I can relink
work
them.
today, and this was a long day.
Not a problem.
It's year end and all.
I did access them and read them, and it was okay by me, so.
Okay. So Don, it might be because I sent it to the town email address and you might be logging in your personal Gmail.
So it might be that. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna see if I can't. It's not even popping up. So when I click on it, the link, it just kicks me out of Outlook. So it's not even giving me the ability to open it. So I'm just trying to forward it to another. I have my laptop open here too. I'm just trying to get it to come over to my laptop to try it there too.
Okay.
If you want, you let me work on it. Maybe we can move to the next item and then I can come back to it.
Sure,
Just
that works.
give me a chance to do some IT work
Yeah.
here.
Yep, no problem. All right, so then let's find my agenda again. So we'll move to like just general department updates, Tim.
Sure. So not too much to talk about. Biggest thing is that registration opened and closed for this winter session. This will be the first session we get back inside on a limited basis. We had a really good push in the beginning, but then unfortunately kind of tailed off. So we're only running 5 programs this session. We had 2 at Finn, 2 at Woodward, and then we have that virtual e-games league, which technically falls into the season. So a little disappointing, but at the same time, it's been the trend of what's been going on. So the good thing is with the GG leagues, with the e-game league, we got 17 kids in Southborough, and then across the region, it's looking to be like between 75 and 100 on the team. So it should be a pretty successful team for the central region in that regard. So that part's exciting, but I'm a little disappointed on the programming side of it. So Alex and I were chatting today about it and kind of what to do next. So we're gonna get these underway. They do start next week on Tuesday. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put together a survey. I think it's time we kind of reach out to the parents and the families and kind of see what's going on. So we're going to survey the parents of past participants and really everybody that falls within this age range and kind of see where their heads are at and what they're thinking when they're thinking about programming. If COVID is the reason why they're not signing up, which we believe it is, which is fine. Or if there's, anything else that we may not know, if they're looking for some new opportunities, new programs, if they don't like what's being offered, so on and so forth. So we're going to put that together. We have a meeting on Thursday that we're going to get that all taken care of, and then we'll get that out. And then we're also going to group in the summer with that survey to kind of gauge people's feelings right now on options for summer, similar to what we did last year. If we offer it, would you come? If it was full day, if it was half day, if we had this, if we had that. So kind of give us some groundwork on what we think we can be successful with the summer. So we're going to start working on that. So that's really the program piece of it. Again, if we're talking money, we're only going to turn like $400 before we pay monitors, which we may think of just doing in-house just to try to save some money, especially because actually there's only 3 on site. The sewing is actually off site. So work requirement wise, it's pretty small. But outside of that, there's really not much going on. It's been quiet the last couple of weeks because of the new year and the holiday. So yeah, and that's it. And that's kind of groups into the next one with summer camp. Like I said, we're going to get that survey out, get hopefully some hard data on what people are looking forward to. Alex is still working pretty diligent on that. She sent me the staff listing today of who we have to date. So we're going to start kind of using that as a template to see how many kids we can take, how much it's going to cost us. We'll start plugging in the new rates now that they've been approved by personnel, and start planning from that side of it. That's pretty much it. Nothing crazy going on. Like I said, it's been quiet because of the holiday. So yeah.
So I got my son signed up for the e-sports, so
yeah.
We'll keep an eye on that. And then I got one of the folks who works for me lives in town too, and her son is doing the ski.
Nice.
And so seems like it went well. He's like a 10-year-old or 11-year-old. His only gripe is that, because of her comment was that they're sort of social distancing. I don't know how you envision social distancing on a ski mountain, but wasn't, she didn't think it was like the best. And I've actually went skiing over the break, and there's not much you can do. I mean, everyone's suited up, you close the lodge, you do all that stuff. But what they tend to do is they tend to not mix people on the lift. And so what that does is it creates lift lines. And so his big complaint was, I usually get 14 runs. I only got 7 or 8. This is what's going on here. 10-year-old ski snob.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of calls with Wachusett. But yeah, we had like 44 people with Wachusett. I think we talked about that. A lot of people actually were, I think, a little knee-jerked and registered and didn't think anything of it. So there's a little confusion. They thought that we were still taking them and we were still watching them and stuff like that. So we had a couple calls with that. But for the most part, like you said, from what I heard, it went pretty well. Seems like the mountain's a little overwhelmed with everything, but I can't say I blame them. But happy it's going. We haven't heard anything from Ward still. We don't know if we got any kids there or not. I know they had to push their program out just because the conditions. So we're not quite sure on that piece of it, on what's going on over there. But at least Wachusett's going pretty well, and I think the parents appreciate that their nights don't have to be cut that short because the kids have to jump back on the bus, so they have some extra time. So it's good.
Yep.
Did you go to Wachusett over break, or did you go somewhere else?
No, so we went up. A year ago now, we got a place up in New Hampshire in Tilton, and so we went to Gunstock.
Nice.
And so we went up just after Christmas so that we could. We went up there. We spent a couple days. Made sure there was like 7 days before the kids would go back to school. We went to the testing site in Framingham, got our test, the whole thing. So we had like organized it, but conditions were ugly. They had gotten a ton of snow just before Christmas, but by the time we got there, it was all gone. And so they had no base. All they had was whatever they made. And it was, I'm not, I ski because I'm married. But it was like skiing on gravel up there. So it was pretty tough. And even my wife, who sort of diehard wanted to do it, was like, look, this isn't what I want. This isn't fun. Let's move along. And so we did a couple days and we were back, like I said, back in time to make sure that we could get our tests and the kids would be clear for school.
Yeah, I hear Vermont's struggling. They're not getting any snow anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
I did get the minutes to come up, Jen, and I have no comments. Everything looks good.
Okay. So we have the meeting minutes from the 14th, which is basically just saying that we didn't have a meeting. That was the planning
Right.
board one, and then the 16th is the full meeting. Okay. So I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from Monday, December 14th, 2020, and Wednesday, December 16th, 2020.
Second.
Dumont, yes.
Nixon, yes.
Hanson, yes. All right. We're all set with that. And then, all right, so next on our list, we have project updates.
question for you, Jen, since you're our CPC rep. What happened with the meetings?
So the meeting tomorrow is mysteriously had to be pushed out a week. I think someone forgot to post an agenda.
Gotcha.
So, because there's no agenda posted, never got posted. So I think they missed a deadline. So we're meeting, it looks like next Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
So the 20th, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Because Freddie was emailing back and forth. She's like, not today. We'll do it the 19th. Wait, we're not doing it on the 19th, but maybe the 20th, but I'm not sure.
Tim, are you coming before personnel tomorrow?
Yes, I am. With bells on. Should be easy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Betsy just wanted a letter confirming that you all voted. So hopefully, over and done. So yep, I'll be there.
Yeah.
So, I'm actually going to put that on my schedule right now because it's not on there. 12 o'clock.
Cool.
So yeah, so CPC, we're supposed to chat about it tomorrow, but it'll be pushed to next week.
Yep.
Again, I don't foresee any issues with that because they've already approved in the past, and Capitol's given their okay to it and whatnot. But the one thing I emailed you all yesterday, we received the contracts from Art about the bidding process from Traverse. That wasn't part of the original package. Looking at how much money we have left and how much we're anticipating this costing for the labor piece of it, given the amount of work that's traditionally involved, we should have more than enough money to cover this within the funds. And really, the truth is, I really wanted him to take ownership of this because the electrical aspect of it, I'd rather him on site, directing and talking the technical aspects of him, along with Vinny, who was included on this, the electrical engineer. So both these contracts, the one for each, includes constructing all the documents, putting the documents together, handing them off to me. I can handle all the postings and managing the bid online with the state. We can do that in-house. That's no big deal. Opening, awarding, all that stuff we can do. But his is, so the documents, the pre-bid meeting, if we do it on site, he can take care of that. So he can speak to each about, again, the technical component that it entails, especially with the electrical, as mentioned. He'll answer all the addendum questions, get those out. All the responses he'll be responsible for, and then once it is awarded, he'll be responsible for the biweekly construction meetings and kind of getting everything to the finish line and wrapped up and reviewed once things are done. So this is what he did with DePietri. It's what he did with the track, kind of basic stuff. But again, the biggest thing is these carry Vinny as the electrical engineer to review. So just he needs a signature to get things rolling. So I was hoping you all could I guess, vote to accept them, agree to them, so I can sign them and get them on their way.
You want a motion to approve both of them or individually?
Let's do individual to be safe.
Okay.
And,
And what do we call these?
I'll go right by the title, I guess.
I was going to say the title on
okay,
each.
all right.
So I'll make a motion to approve the January 7th letter from Traverse, which involves the design, construction documents, and construction observation for lights at the Little League field at Mooney Field.
So I can second that.
Okay, so we'll do a roll call vote. Hanson, yes.
Dumont, yes.
Nixon, yes.
And do you have the other title of the other one? Dave, you want to make
Okay.
the motion?
The same date, January 7th, a letter from Traverse specifying the terms for the design, construction documents, and construction observation for athletics lights at Richardson Tennis Courts at Neary School.
And I can second that as well.
Okay, and then roll call vote. Hanson, yes.
Dumont,
Nixon.
yes. Sorry.
Cool.
Perfect. So we talked about, Art and I met and we talked about the schedule. So the documents will be done. Let me just bring my calendar up. Probably by the end of next week. The package will be sent over to me for review. About a 2 to 3, once that's approved, hopefully it'll be approved in the same day. 2 to 3 weeks from there, within those 2 to 3 weeks, it'll be posted online and everywhere that it needs to be advertised, in both in print and online. And then we'll set some dates for pre-construction meeting, and then questions, bid documents, all that stuff to be included. Art would like to put a construction date of March on it. So hopefully, just because that's usually when we start thawing out. So it's our goal to have construction starting in March, which would be great, before the season takes off. Should be a quick build. The only potential thing that may hold us back is how long, excuse me, National Grid takes to come out and put up a new light pole on each site. Yeah, that is the schedule. So hopefully by March, early April, this things will be up and running. We can,
Hopefully they
This
can
one
find their way
behind us.
there. The depot's about a mile away, right?
yeah, exactly. Might as well get DPW just to carry it down the road. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get this rolling and off the table, and hopefully get it up and running for the kids for spring ball. So it'll be good.
Sure.
Awesome. So then the other thing we had on our agenda is to discuss the field permitting policies and take a vote on those.
Jen, I looked at your comments. I agree with all of them. So we can
Okay.
include that in the vote. So
Okay. I just marked up the document so you guys are aware. For Tim, like there are little things like the dates, like we would go to August 30th instead of August 31st. Or there was one case where like the winter season overlapped with the spring, and I think it's just like all legacy stuff. So I read through really carefully and found like 3 or 4 little things like that to adjust, and left him and sent him a document comments on that. But otherwise, I had any other feedback or major changes at all to make to them.
Is there any, and I don't have anything either. My only comment would be now having gone through what we've gone through with COVID, do we feel like we're completely covered? Is there anything that you would propose to add as a result of that experience? Or, I never would have never would have had the forethought on any of that stuff in the past. Is there anything now, having gone through it, that you'd think about adding that we don't already have covered?
I don't believe so. I did add in a COVID piece of it, I believe, just to be safe. I might have. But I think that all, you know what, Don, you make a good, I'm looking at this now. I think I meant to put it in, but I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about COVID specifically. I know that you added like that line, something around the lines of like how we issue credits, but credits could be refunds at the discretion of the recreation director or something like that.
Mhm.
So like that's
Yeah.
new that got added in.
But I think I would want something in writing saying that, you know, COVID policy of the group would need to be submitted prior to, well, I mean, I guess, well, this spring, definitely, we would need it, right? Summer,
Yep.
summer probably, fall, hopefully not.
Right, and I would suggest that, you know, you don't even necessarily have to specify it as COVID, but you could say, you know, in an instance where the Board of Health or relevant authority requires for public health reasons, additional blah, 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 blah. That way it can apply to COVID-19, COVID-22, COVID-57, whatever, you know?
Yeah, if it just said in compliance with current health standards, both by the town of Southborough and the state of Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's perfect. Good catch, Don.
Yeah, I'm adding some value. The reservation form too, it referenced the 2019 user fee. Maybe instead of having a year, maybe you just say, you know, current user fee or something along those lines, so you don't have to update that form every year.
Yep.
Did you have a chance to think about whether I feel like the rate for 9/11 was a competitive rate? I know we got that sort of feedback last week. Do we feel like we're in good shape with the rate?
So there's actually, funny enough, there's a rate survey going on right now that was triggered by another town. So they're collecting that both turf and through Mass Rec and Park Association. So they're collecting turf as well as grass and fees for residents, non-residents, schools, everything like that. So that started, and I was going to mention that actually last week. I just didn't get a chance to say it. So that started about 2 weeks ago. So we actually should see some results from that soon. I'm hopeful to get that. It's about that time. They're doing that. They're also doing a salary survey. So it's that, I think it's their bi-yearly type thing that they're doing. So we'll have some hard data of kind of around the area.
That'll be good.
I know at the time we did research at least the surrounding towns, and it was it wasn't necessarily competitive because we didn't want to price ourselves out of the field, right? It was like that happy medium of where we're still willing to pay the same rate as everyone else. Mm-hmm. And at one point, that rate and the hours used, it should have, over what, like the 15 to 20 year life of the turf, it should have paid for itself to be re-turfed, right?
Yep. I believe that's the case, right? So yeah, I believe that to be the case.
Yep.
I mean, I know you can get a higher rate over at probably at Four Kicks or something, but you know, you're talking about either indoor space or you're talking about, you know, more parking. Like there are things, lights, the whole thing. We don't have that stuff. So, you know, given what we have, you know, and then the fact that it has to be one fee for everybody. That was the other thing too. We didn't, you know, it's one thing if we could charge you know, an out of town fee, but without that optionality, then it's kind of hard to really sort of jack it up for the in-town people, because that's effectively what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you guys, Don and Jen, were you taken aback when Jason was talking about the bond payment?
So Yeah, so it sounds like someone didn't pick the right amortization period.
So, yeah. So I feel like every year we hear something different about that bond. So
I also think the challenge there is that this went through before public safety, right? So at the time it might have been fine, but then when we a year later passed the public safety, I think it's just all compounding, and it's just
Well, who would ever, like, honestly, that's just to be honest with you, whenever you do financing, if you're going to be a good financer,
Mhm.
you're going to try to match, as best you can, your
Yeah,
financing
yeah,
period to your recovery period, your use of the asset, whatever it might be. So, I don't know if somebody got a quarter point off the bill and it decided to, oh, hey, for an extra quarter point, we'll pay the sucker off in 5 instead of 10 or 15. But sometimes you have to play the long game. You balance
Yeah.
your obligations. So now hopefully they can get into some sort of mode where they can refinance or something along those lines. But yeah, that's not exactly how I would have drawn it up if I were doing it.
if they expect us to recoup 100 grand, then yeah, our price is going way up.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but I
And
don't think
and
Jason
nobody's
knows.
using the field.
Yeah,
so.
no, I think Jason knows that ain't happening.
Yeah.
And never would have been contemplated, and that what we're dealing with is sort of a mismatch that needs to be somehow addressed.
All right, I just want to make sure I wasn't going crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No, and we had nothing to do with that either. Like we have no input or say on that. All I know is that there was an Excel floating around where I forget if it was 10 or 15 years. And that's how we landed that the $85 fee would get us to be able to pay it back in full. Or like would allow us to build up the account so that we could then have funding to go returf next time kind of deal.
That's right. That's right.
So,
Which is
but I forget, it was either
which is
15 or 20
practical.
years.
That's how you should build it up, and you should be able to cover the servicing, the repayment, and then the refurbishment of it at the end of the life. Like that's exactly how it should roll. And then, but that's all one side of the house, and the other side of the house went and got the cash from wherever they got the cash from. And
Yep.
All right.
Cool. So then do we want to just make a motion to approve it pending these few comments, feedback? So that way Tim's got approval to be able to use this for the, February 1st?
Yeah, that'd be appreciated. We got people reaching out, so I got them in the wings. So.
Yep, I'm comfortable with that. Do you want to do them individually, or I guess we could do them individually. So I make a motion to approve the regulations for the use of the 9/11 Memorial Field as presented here today.
Second.
Dumont, yes.
Hanson,
Nixon,
yes.
yes.
And then I make a second motion to approve the town of Southborough recreational facility use policy for non-turf facilities as presented here today, with the as commented on.
I'll second.
Dumont, yes.
Nixon, yes.
Hanson, yes.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so I believe that's everything, unless there's anything else that you needed, Tim.
No, that's pretty much it. I'll keep you all posted on. I'll send the final application just so you guys can see it of what's going to be posted. When bid docs are received, I'll just keep you all in the loop regarding that, and then I know Jen, you'll be there, but I'll shoot out an update with CPC as well regarding Calander, and that should be it. So that was good.
Awesome. So then anything else?
I think I'm all
Nope.
set.
All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 6:35 p.m.
Second.
Cool.
All business. All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
we are good.
Everybody
right,
stay well.
Yeah, just reminder, our next meeting is the second Tuesday in February.
February
So
9th.
February 9th. Yep. All right.
Cool.
Have a great night, guys.
All right, thanks,
guys.
everyone.
See you.
Night.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Stay well.